This is the placenta of a vegetarian mum. It's seriously deficient in the nutrients the baby needs to grow, and it's obvious from this picture. And this is the placenta of a mum that eats some meat. It's rich in all the nutrients to grow properly into a healthy baby. But studies reveal that a vegetarian or vegan diet during pregnancy may impact the health of the placenta.
Tim is at it again. He shares photos of a couple of placentas, claims that one is from a vegetarian and one is from a non-vegetarian, and he can tell that the first one is nutrient deficient by looking at it. Disregarding the fact that there's no evidence provided that that first one was from a vegetarian and the other one was from a non-vegetarian, there's also no consideration for other factors. What about their overall lifestyles, supplementation, diet quality, and so on? So I certainly wouldn't be so confidently jumping to conclusions here. Now, he also claims that there are other studies suggesting that vegetarian diets can impact the health of a placenta, but he doesn't share any of that evidence, which is odd because he does cite some studies on other topics later on in this video. So if these studies exist, I'd ask him to provide them because I couldn't find much on the topic that aligns with his claims. But let's move on.
Veggie mums are often low in both crucial vitamin B12 and iron.
In this review that he cited, there's really only a few studies that even sort of support his claim. One study did find that vegetarians tended to have lower vitamin B12 status, but less than a third of them even supplemented B12. But that's a really easy thing to address with a vitamin B12 supplement or a prenatal like many other meat-eating mothers out there. There was one study that found that vegetarians in India had higher rates of iron deficiency than meat eaters, but we also have to remember that there's a lot of food insecurity in India, so it may be a diet quality issue. And another study found high rates of deficiency regardless of meat consumption. And that was pretty much the extent of the negative studies here. Iron deficiency in pregnancy is a concern and is quite common, which is why it's important for people to monitor regardless of dietary pattern. But coming back to this review, it's interesting that Tim didn't mention the conclusions. It says that vegan vegetarian diets may be considered safe in pregnancy provided that attention is paid to vitamin and trace element requirements. So they suggest that it can be safe as long as you pay attention to a few things.
These deficiencies can even cause serious mental development issues in children. Scary, right?
So I don't think he even read the full abstract from the study he showed, let alone the full study. The authors hypothesized that vegetarian diets may lead to nutritional deficiencies, which could then lead to developmental delays. This is because it's well known that malnutrition can cause developmental delays. So they aim to investigate the topic with this study. And lo and behold, right at the bottom, it says there is no significant difference in nutritional status between vegetarian and non-vegetarian children under 5. I mean, you gotta love when their own source debunks their claim. Plus, there are numerous studies that were published after the review he cited earlier suggesting that vegan and vegetarian diets can support growth and development and provide adequate nutrition through pregnancy and childhood.